In a pan, we add a drizzle of oil and heat it over medium heat. When it is hot, we add an onion, one red pepper cut into strips, a chopped green pepper, and a couple of sliced garlic cloves. We also add a pinch of salt and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. We stir and let the vegetables cook for about 10 minutes initially. After this time, we add a bit of a kick with half a teaspoon of cayenne powder or chili. Just like that. We also add 500 grams of crushed tomatoes. We mix everything well and let it cook for another 10 minutes. Once this is done, we add some desalted or fresh cod fillets on top of the sofrito, whichever works best for you. We cover the pan, stir gently, and let it cook for about 5 minutes over low heat. Let the cod cook by steaming. And once everything is done, all that's left is to serve the cod, adding a few spoonfuls of this delicious piperata on top. Sprinkle a bit of parsley on top, and with that, we enjoy a cod with tomato dish that is pure ambrosia. In a little oil, we add a chopped onion, a red pepper, and 2 garlic cloves, all finely chopped. We stir and cook over low heat for about 10 minutes until everything becomes soft. Then, we add half a kilo of ground beef and break it into small pieces using the spoon. In a pot with plenty of water, we place the carcass of a roasted chicken. Once this is done, we add a teaspoon of sweet paprika, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of chili powder, and a teaspoon of oregano. We also add 400 grams of crushed tomatoes. We mix everything well and let it cook over low heat for another 10 minutes. Now we add 200 grams of cooked beans along with their cooking water. We also add 500 milliliters of beef broth and a good pinch of salt. We cook over very low heat for 45 minutes until the liquids evaporate, and all that's left is to serve it with some good white rice and a bit of sour cream. Just like that, we have a chili con carne that is pure ambrosia. In a drizzle of oil, we add 200 grams of Serrano ham cut into cubes. We let it cook over low heat for about 3 minutes. After that time, we add a whole head of finely chopped garlic cloves. We stir and let it cook for another 3 minutes before adding 50 grams of stale bread cut into cubes. We mix in the bread, which should be at least 2 days old, and let it absorb the flavors of the oil and the juices from the ham. Now it's time to add a tablespoon of paprika, either sweet or spicy, depending on your preference. We mix again and let the paprika toast, just for about 10 seconds. Now we cover it with 1 liter of beef broth, but if you don't have it, you can simply use water. We add a pinch of salt and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. We let it simmer for about 10 minutes. After that time, using a spoon, we mash some pieces of bread, but not all of them. We let it cook for another 10 minutes, and that's how we get a very easy, quick-to-make, and delicious garlic soup that is pure ambrosia. In a pot with plenty of water, we place the carcass of a roasted chicken. We add leftover vegetables that we have in the fridge. Onion, carrot, peppers of different colors, the green part of a leek, a bunch of parsley, tomato, and celery. You can use any vegetables you like. We heat this water, and when it starts to boil, a kind of foam will appear. These are impurities from the bones and vegetables. We remove it and discard it. And when the water is nice and clear, we cover it and let everything simmer for about 1 hour over very low heat. If you use a pressure cooker, 20 minutes will be enough. After this time, we uncover and strain the broth. We press the leftovers with the help of a ladle to extract as much broth as possible and let it go into the pot where it should be. And now we cover it and place it in the fridge overnight. The next day, we uncover it and remove this layer that is formed on top. This is the chicken fat. We remove it and discard it. And now we have a homemade chicken broth that is pure ambrosia.